Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Christian Georgiev, the manager of AQUILO rocket team, and I'm happy to welcome you to our live stream. Today we're at Aska military base at the Heart, the Netherlands, and we're going to be testing our sustainer, AQUILO 8.5S. AQUILO 8 was planned as a dual-stage rocket, which was finished last year and it was launched in May. However, it ended up with an explosion. That's why we learned everything we could have from that experience, and we improved our design, and we're trying today with a new redesigned version of the rocket. Therefore, today we're gonna be trying to see if the integrity of the whole design works, if the electronics, hardware and software designed by our team works, and as well, for the first time ever, we're gonna be testing dual-stage parachute. The launch window officially opens at 10:20. However, before that, you could enjoy some interviews with our members. They're going to share some experience on their own, how they feel in the team, how is it to be half-time students, half-time rocket engineers. And aside from that, we're going to have some interviews with our sponsors, without whom this wouldn't be possible. Currently, we're assembling the rocket, so during that time, please enjoy the rest of the live stream. Yep. Enjoy. Okay. Barbara, compilation.
Okay, it is my pleasure to introduce the sponsors who made this launch possible. First of all, in Holland University of Applied Sciences. Of the 40 students that are on this team, all of them are students or alumni of the aeronautical engineering program in Holland in Delft. Besides them providing 95% of our budget, they also provide us with rooms, classrooms, offices, resources, and the countless knowledge of the professors at the university. Next, in Holland Composites. That is an applied research center, which we have the full use of. They have equipment from 3D printers to laser cutters to an autoclave, and we have access to all of it. We also have access to the staff who work there and who have countless of years of experience in fields such as aerospace, wind, and other industries as well. Special shout out to Didier Dorval, who has been there for us all along, has guided our team from the beginning. Next, I would like to thank Ciensco. Ciensco is a company who works with advanced solutions, specifically composites, for high-performance aircraft. And they provided us with the carbon fiber that you'll be able to see on AQUILO 8.5 once it's launched. The carbon fiber was used in the aeroshell, in the mortar, in the bulkheads, and the fins. Next, Altium. Altium is a multinational software company who provides software where you can design your very own printed circuit board, otherwise known as a PCB. And we are starting a project, hopefully very soon, where we would like to make our very own flight computer, design it, program it, and then manufacture it as well. And Altium software will help us do that, which is why we're learning to work with it now. Altium works hand in hand with AQC. AQC is also a multinational company which deals with manufacturing customized PCBs. So we hope to be sending them the file for our very first flight computer in the very near future. Next, NLR, that's the National Aerospace Laboratory, and it is one of the leading research facilities in the Netherlands. We get to use their facilities for static fire tests, for hydrostatic fire tests, and for AQUILO 8.5 specifically, they were kind enough to lathe down our aeroshell mold. Next, a special shout out to Hufschmied. They provided the tooling that we used to make our rocket out of carbon fiber. Next, new sponsors. I'm so happy to announce that we recently got sponsored by Dassault Systems and ANSYS. Both are multinational companies who work in 3D software for 3D modeling, analysis, and manufacturing. And we are excited to delve into computational fluid dynamics and finite element analysis with the use of these two softwares. Finally, I would like to thank Clemency. Clemency is a subgroup of AFAGE, and they work in engineering solutions and maintaining and installing equipment for electrical and mechanical purposes. Since meeting them in 2022 at the Space Tech Expo in Bremen, they have been our biggest fan. They have invited us to so many events. They have given us a platform for us to promote ourselves for companies and student teams, and they have really given us the opportunity to set a stage on the Netherlands rocket space scene. Besides that, materially speaking, they provided us with a Datasoft data acquisition box, which also included their very own cyclone system. So once again, thank you so much to all our sponsors.
What a day it has been. I'm going to take you through the entirety of the day that the AQUILO team went through. Started off at 5 in the morning, everybody had woken up. Everybody had slept for like 2 hours due to the pure anxiety that we had. I mean, we're about to launch a rocket. Who's that up before? So, we wake up at 5 in the morning. Now, we need to start driving at 6. We need to get to the military terrain where we launch the rocket at 8. It's freezing cold. Everybody's wearing like 3 layers. We can't go into the building, still in the freezing cold. We sit in the car, we do the jumping jacks, everything to keep us warm, right? So, the simulations are done, everything is checked out, everything looks good. We start setting up. We start setting up the live streams, the social media, setting up the tower most importantly. Once the rocket is on the tower, we get a message. The wind is not correct. You need to change again. So, rocket off the tower, adjusting the tower, rocket on the tower again. It's a lot of work if you think about it. Now we're all set up. This is our moment to shine. We've worked 7 months on this one rocket. We put all our energy in it, all our time, a lot of money as well. And this is the moment where it all has to come together. All the time, all the long nights, all the hard days we've invested in this has to come together right now. And we're delayed. We're delayed and delayed and delayed. Minute after minute. We have to wait. There's something wrong with the wind. The others need to change their tower. We were the last in line for the rockets. The others adjust their towers, takes another 30 minutes. We can't launch, we can't launch, we can't launch, we can't launch. We're waiting and waiting and waiting, and the anticipation starts to build. The feeling of you wanting to do something, but you're not capable of doing that really starts to creep in. I'm telling you, it's not a fun feeling. So, the time is finally there, right? Oh, this is it, right? This is that moment we worked so hard for. Right? The other rockets have all gone. We're about to launch our rocket. We connect all the wires. We unlock the rocket itself. She starts counting down. 10, 9, 8, and everybody's thinking, okay, now it's gonna happen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, opsteking. Oh. And everybody's cheering. It's enormous celebrations. We've done something we've never done before. This rocket, we launched it. And I'm telling you right now, it's still in perfect condition. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, I'm here with Yuri, the manager of 2020-2021 season of AQUILO. Worked on AQUILO VII rocket.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself some more, Yuri?
Yeah, so I'm Yavor, graduation student currently in Holland University. I've been part of this team since 2020. I have experienced quite a couple of launches right about now. This is my 4th one. And yeah, as you said, been a manager 1 year, so I have some experience in this team. Yeah.
Okay. And how have you seen the team change over the last 4 years?
Oh, that's been dramatic. Yeah. So when I joined in 2020, let's start from there because that's my reference point. We really were like 6 guys just building rockets because we found it a lot of fun. The fun has stayed, but the team has grown. It has become a lot more professional in the way that they conduct themselves. We have hoodies, we have merch, we have a beautiful rocket now. All the holes fit and they are aligned. So yeah, it's really been upgrade after upgrade from a team's perspective. We've grown from what I said, 6 people to about around 30 to 40 right now. We've gotten a department structure in there, so yeah, it's a lot more professional, a lot better.
So when it was just the 6 of you, then all 6 were board members, or
kind of? Yeah, no, it really was just one guy kind of in charge, and then the rest was building rockets. We didn't make the engine, we didn't make the electronics. It was really just we were making the structure of the rocket itself. We bought the electronics, we bought the rocket engine, and the parachutes as well, and that was kind of it. And yeah, now we do practically everything ourselves. So. That's a big difference, big step.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what have you learned working at AQUILO that you have been able to apply outside at internships, at your graduation internship?
Yeah, I think maybe one thing personally for me was a bit of leadership, of course, for my management year, but also next to that is just overall engineering, working with composites, but also integrating systems from separate departments into one thing. So for example, the electronics need to go somewhere in your rocket, your parachute needs to fit somewhere. It has shown me the value of iteration. Of course, this is not the first AQUILO VIII rocket that we're launching, and it has shown me that even if something goes wrong, it's not the end of it. You can always continue and improve stuff. And yeah, so those are the main takeaway points, really.
Okay. And which department are you actually in? What's your hobby? Now that
I kind of float about, so mainly focused on structural, but yeah, because of my experience in the team, I can pretty much just stand in wherever, and have also done so in the task forces, but mainly structural. Yeah.
What has made you stick around at AQUILO?
It's just fun. It's just fun. Yeah. So. Yeah, really, it's just the fun part about it. It's full-on engineering. It's with a group of highly enthusiastic people, very driven people, and that's what gets me excited. Yeah.
And I heard that you have your own startup named J steps.
Correct,
Am I saying it correct?
Yuri's short-term 3D printing solutions, yeah. So in 2020, also the year I started with AQUILO, I started experimenting with 3D printing. And that has grown into an actual company where I mainly focus on making prototypes and functional end products for people and for companies. And yeah, basically I put my 3D printing skills to work there. So yeah.
And you've printed some stuff for us as well, for AQUILO?
Yeah, of course, yeah, I'd love to help the team, right? So I think the current launch lugs on the vehicle are printed with my company, nylon carbon fiber. And the jigs, some of the jigs for the tubes during the manufacturing process were also printed out of PLA with my company. So yeah, happy to help. Yeah.
Very nice. And do you have any final tips for the team, or maybe for the managers specifically, for future managers as well? We're starting our application process soon for AQUILO for 2024-2025. So any recommendations you have to future members?
Well, the bar has been set quite high the last couple of years. So the one thing I could give them as a tip is to really just have fun. Don't fuck it up, of course, whatever that means, but mainly to just have fun. Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that was Yuri Verheer.
Something fair. Okay.
I'm here with Yavor, a member of the electronics department. Seeing as I'm also a member of the electronics department, I thought I'd choose an electronics member to nerd out over everything electronics. So Yavor, could you introduce yourself a little more?
Yes, so I'm Yavor. I'm a third year in Holland student, second year AQUILO member of the electronics department. Currently mainly focusing on the hardware of our future rockets, and I have also been in the design task force for the AQUILO VIII.5S rocket we're launching today.
Did you work on AQUILO 8.5 as well, or
Yes.
just S?
I joined the team while they were working on 8.5. No, AQUILO 8. Sorry, AQUILO 8. Let's go. So I helped designing the eBay for that rocket and building it, and this is my second launch day also, because I was at the first launch of 8.
And what was the most challenging part about designing it, having just come on the team?
I guess it was because
it was mostly getting to know all the electronics parts because our studies is not, its main focus isn't electronics. So it was learning about that and understanding what exactly like PCBs are and how it works. But mostly for 8 I mostly designed the eBay structure, so that was something I knew how to do. So yeah, I guess the most challenging part is to fit everything into small spaces, because of course a rocket needs to be light as possible, so you want it to be small and fit and not be heavy, but there's quite a lot of things that needs to fit in the small container, so that was a bit of a puzzle to figure out. But
I'm currently working on AQUILO 8.5V booster, and I have the same problem where it's basically playing Tetris all day long, trying to fit everything in as small of a space as possible. While every other department gets a large compartment, but us electronics people have to stick it in very, very short.
yeah.
But you mentioned something about PCBs,
Correct.
and I know you did an internship
Yes.
that had something to do with PCBs. Could
Yes.
you elaborate?
Yes, I actually found my internship via AQUILO, because AQUILO was invited to ASA Tech at a drinks evening, and there I met a person from Fugo who I then talked to, and one thing led to another, and I got an internship there where I did work on electronic systems, and both my supervisor and a colleague helped me understand a lot about PCBs, which helped me develop further there. Also PCB design, which I can now also implement in our future AQUILO rockets, because that is something new for our team.
And AQUILO 8.5S, which we're launching today, houses one of your PCBs, correct?
Correct, yes. It has the small PCB, which allows for easier connection to the sensors for data logging. And it also has the possibility to connect igniters to. However, we're using a different computer for that this launch.
And can you describe a bit the project we're hoping to do with the new flight computer? What the goal is, or what the steps are to get it?
Yes, so right now we are using bought flight computers from a company called ActiMer and from America, and we would like to make our own, so hopefully make a computer which fits to our diameters, to our specific specifications, so it can be better integrated and we don't have to play Tetris that much. So yeah, we have to, of course, figure out what exactly we want it to do. So of course log data, but also use the data to ignite igniters, as well as separate charges, etc. But we also have to think of maybe other features we don't know, and safety is a big concern. So safety pin, how we best can do that. And yeah, but we'll have to see. It's very new for us, and future steps.
And what do you think is the most important thing you've learned at AQUILO?
AQUILO.
Any skill you are grateful for to have now, thanks to it?
I mean, this might be not the answer you're expecting or you want, but I think it's not one specific skill, it's a lot. It's just working in a team, of course, helps a lot about electronics in general, but also the other departments, because you do pick up some stuff from the other departments. So yeah, I don't think it's a specific skill, just a lot of different things here and there. But yeah, mostly electronics, teamwork, working, and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And before I let you go,
Yes.
Can you think of any other opportunities you've had through AQUILO for maybe potential future members, why you should join?
Yes, actually, because of our sponsor Clemency, which we already talked about, we were in Clemency as a partner of a company called Dewisoft, which is a company specialized in data acquisition. And so through our sponsor of Clemency, 2 members from AQUILO got invited for a summer camp last summer, I think.
Yourself and Timo, the past manager, correct?
Correct. We went there, and that was very informative, very interesting. We went to Slovenia, I think, where the headquarters is. We met a lot of professionals who teach us a lot about their data acquisition system, and yeah, met also a lot of different international students that were also invited, and was very educational.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Yavor,
Yes,
for
thank you.
nerding out with electronics.
Of course.
And yeah, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello everybody, I have just been informed that unfortunately we are having a delay, so we are going for the next launch window, which starts at 11:30. So we will put the live stream on pause now. We will be back soon for a couple more interviews, some more videos, but hold tight and we will be launching at 11:30. See you then.
thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
We are not yet launching our own rocket, but we are on a launch site where there's many rockets being launched, and right now there will be a DARE rocket launched right behind me. It is with a payload of CANSAT. CANSAT is a student organization for high schools where student teams or high school students design payloads that they then place onto the DARE rocket and launch it up. So in a few seconds you should hear the countdown, and you will see on the orange launch tower behind me a rocket shooting up. And stuff?
Yeah, of course.
I am here now with Arturo, one of the other AQUILO members from the structural department. I thought since I previously interviewed an electronics member, I should make it a little even and start interviewing other people from other departments. So we have Arturo. Would you mind introducing yourself, who you are, where you're from?
Good morning, my name is Arturo. I'm from Spain, and I am currently a structural member of AQUILO Rocket Team, and I am also in the booster task force.
And have you had any partake in the making of AQUILO 8.5S besides the task force?
In the 8.5S, which means sustainer, I have not designed anything, but I have built the aeroshell, the fins and the bulkheads, but not only by myself, but all the structural department.
Did you know anything about composites before you joined AQUILO?
No, I did not know anything about composites.
Did you take composite class at university? How did that go after you did
Firstly, when... What?
No ignition.
I see.
Or?
Oh, there we go. Orange.
Oh, there
now.
it is.
Well,
What?
we're unsure what that was supposed to be.
Ignition
An
test.
ignition test. It was an ignition test.
Yes.
But sorry to take away from the interview. Back to you, Arturo.
Yes, so
Composites.
I didn't, before joining Aquilo, I didn't know anything about composites. I only knew what glass fiber was, but I didn't know exactly what it is. And firstly, when I first joined the structural department, we had some lectures inside Aquilo themselves by older members. And then throughout the year, we also have courses in the university regarding materials and especially composites. Composites, basically, it's a material that is, as its name says, it's a mixture between different materials that together they have better properties. A great example of this is glass fiber or carbon fiber, which is the thing that the rocket is made of. Carbon fiber is fibers of carbon, very, very thin, very strong, together with a glue, kind of glue. Usually it's epoxy, that the glue gives the shape. The glue also gives the heat resistance, but all the strength and all the stresses go through the fibers. In our case, the Aquilo sustainer is made almost entirely out of carbon fiber, except the hatch, which needs to be glass fiber for one reason. The reason is that the electronics, Barbara is an electronics member, she knows this better than I do, but the electronics waves cannot go through carbon fiber, but they can go through glass fiber. I think it's because of the density, but I'm not sure. Except that everything else is carbon fiber. And the interesting thing about this rocket is that it's the first rocket of Aquilo that has an internal structure, meaning that the stresses of the forces of the engine will not be transferred to the rest of the rocket through the aeroshell, through the carbon fiber, but rather through the internal structure that are struts of aluminium together with bulkheads.
Very nice. And what has been the toughest in terms of the Aquilo booster design? What has been the hardest part along the way?
Okay.
Besides me making your life miserable with the eBay.
So first, let's start off what is the booster. The booster is the second part of this rocket. This rocket that you're seeing is not exactly one rocket, it's half of a rocket. Basically what the booster and the sustainer will do is the booster will first exit the rocket, and then when it reaches the maximum altitude or apogee of the booster's engine, it will detach, and the second part, the part that we are testing today, will continue continue going up. So it will be a double stage rocket, not as this one. This one is a single stage. And regarding the booster, the design that we had, firstly the design differences between the booster of last year that didn't work because it exploded was that firstly we eliminated the internal structure since we calculated that it wasn't necessary for the stresses. It also picked up a lot of space, especially for the recovery department. Second, the booster needed a hatch. Now we try to make we have to make all our rockets with hatches for two main reasons. First of all, because of safety, and second of all, because of EUROC requirements. And thirdly, it needed to have the separation stage between the two parts of the rocket. I think the toughest part was combining all these requirements into a single design, especially regarding the E-bay, electronic bay, which is the part where the flight computer is, because the next rocket will have two different electronic computers, one in the booster and another one in the sustainer. And that was the most difficult part. I did a bunch of designs, I sent them in, and then Barbara told me, well, yes, but now we have to have a cable over here, and it's not possible because there is a thick plate of aluminium, and we had to redo the whole design again.
Yes, but we are having a CDR finally next week.
True.
And so after making his life miserable for the last, I don't know, however many months.
4 months maybe?
4 months maybe, he will finally be able to have some rest, and
yes,
I will stop.
Finally we found a design that meted all the requirements, hopefully. It was also a very short rocket. The total distance was
1210, so 1 meter and 20 centimeters around, which is very slim, it's very short, with a total slenderness ratio of around 30, which is very, it's a lot, it shouldn't be that much, but knowing that it's our first double-stage rocket, it's acceptable parameters. And pretty much that's it. Any other questions, Barbara?
Yeah, moving away from the technical side of AQUILO, just if you could kind of tell me why you joined AQUILO and maybe what you would recommend to future AQUILO members, the ones that are applying in the month or so.
I joined AQUILO because I was very interested in not specifically rockets, but I was very interested in applying the knowledge that I had into a real thing. I was very interested in working in a thing that was the closest to a real life company. So I kind of understood, I had a hint of what would come to me when I graduated and I started working. Also, I was, of course, very interested in rockets, in things that go fast. It was something that amazed me a lot, and I wouldn't mind spend a lot of time working on it. And it interested me a lot. Also, I had the opportunity that the university had the student team, and I went to the interviews, and they took me.
Very nice.
That's it.
Well, thank you so much, Arturo.
Thank you, Barbara, for your time.
And we will be going to the break again and see you again soon.
Thank you.
Hello, I am here with Ivan and Laura. Me being an electronics member, I'm just a little bit biased, so I brought 2 more electronics members to be here with me today. Would you like to both introduce yourselves, just where you're from, when you joined?
Yeah, so hello, my name is Ivan. I'm from Spain, Canary Islands. I joined recently in December. I've been hard working to get the eBay fixed up and running. Hopefully it will be for the launch. And yeah.
Hello, my name is Laura. I'm also from Spain, from Mallorca. I joined last summer and I'm working on the software.
And now, could you outline why you joined AQUILO, when you got interested in space in general?
Yeah, so as an aeronautical engineering, of course, we're thrilled by things that fly, and even more thrilled by things that fly very fast, such as rockets. So we did, at least I found it very, very interesting and a very good challenge to take on, as well as having joined forces with a lot of interesting and good people to have a good rocket made.
For me, since I was very little, I've liked space, so I wanted to learn more about it, and rockets, I feel like it's a great opportunity on then discovering space, and it's a good way of starting.
Very nice. And could you outline what your positions are in AQUILO, what you've been working on right now? What are the projects you're a part of?
Yeah, so as previously mentioned, I'm head of the eBay of Sustainer. I try and help other members to know what to do when it's related to the eBay. Everything from design to layout and making sure that the electrical circuit works as it should. And it should do that.
Hopefully.
I am the lead of software. It's been...
Sorry, we're just...
Yeah, there might be a launch.
Okay, but we're good
No,
for now.
for now we're good.
Sorry, Laura, for interrupting.
I forgot what I was saying.
What your current project
Yes,
is that you're working
I
on?
am the lead of software, and it's been a process because we didn't have much knowledge, so we had to learn by our own the knowledge and make a code that would be working for today, and we hope everything is working out.
And all in a very short period of time, right?
Yeah.
Like 3 weeks or something?
Maybe a month. Yeah.
Maybe a month?
Yeah, but we got amazing people helping us from also uni, and yeah.
So basically what they just said is if anything goes wrong with electronics today, it's on YouTube.
Most likely.
Mostly on him.
Well, thank you both of you, and we're back to the break.
Besitos.
Oh, my bad.
to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from
Hello, I'm here with Casper from Clemency and Laurent from Davisoft. And we are here they are actually the sponsors that I mentioned a few minutes ago, a while ago now. And yeah, I'm here to ask them a few questions. So Casper, starting with you, could you maybe introduce yourself, tell us more about yourself, how you got involved with Clemency, with the industry and such?
Well, my name is Casper Hoppe. I work with Clemency Netherlands, which is part of Clemency large French group. We're involved with testing around a lot of the activities in Guyana with the Ariane 6. And I met the AQUILO team because they came to our stand in the Bremen meetup at the end of the year, and they came to us to have a look at the equipment we brought along that we use in Guyana. So that was a nice introduction, and since then I kept in contact.
Wonderful. And on to you, Laurent.
So I'm Laurent. I work for Davisoft Benelux, part of Davisoft Group Slovenia. We're a company that creates data acquisition, and basically if there is a sensor for it, we can connect it to our hardware and read the measurement. One of our main points internationally is that we want to support every student team we can help. We want to inspire the next generation of engineers, and that's one of the reasons I'm here today, to see how inspired you've been up till now.
Very nice. And I guess on that note, what drew you to AQUILO, or what made you kneel down and help us out?
You're fishing for what makes AQUILO special,
Just
right?
a little bit of fishing.
I think that you guys are, well, I can describe it like I find AQUILO in a nice way timid when you get to know them. So it's not a brash team, it's a team that starts slowly, but very quickly you guys get hands-on. So when we had the setup, including the Davisoft data acquisition equipment, quite quickly the team got into how does this work, what can I use, and that just slowly boosted the energy to a level that was really pleasant. So I think you're hands-on and inquisitive, and it's not about being a student team, whatever. It's quite feet on the ground and nice attitude. I like that.
Good. And you recently had an intern from AQUILO who is standing behind the camera, so know that anything you say will be used against you. But how was it? Yes,
It was
what
really
happened?
nice. So we had the opportunity to, when the students were doing their internships, to listen around a bit what people wanted to do. And we started working with Colin, who's standing right there with a big smile, to do his internship. And we did a lot together. We had the luck. There was also a project at ESA, and he stayed with Clemency. So he's now a part-time employee of our company also.
So you would maybe look into having another intern from AQUILO, maybe, in the future?
Even better than Colin, yes.
Okay, so we have to filter all the applications just for better than Colin.
If it's possible.
That's very hard to do, very hard.
At, students that are international, maybe French-speaking helps in our company, hint, hint here. But it's very nice to meet the group of students, and I'm sure something will work out for the next year.
And what are there any big plans for Clemency or Davisoft for the company or for your department?
For things that might interest the students. Last year I had the pleasure to meet Yavor and Timo on our summer camp. We're doing that again this year. So if some colleagues of you are interested, we'd love to take you along to Slovenia.
I think we'll have to fight for it, honestly.
You will have to fight for it. I'll bring the gloves.
Okay.
So you can.
I think we should do without the gloves to really show who's bare.
Yeah, on blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the summer camp, we really want to focus on that this summer. I want to take a team of 5 students with me. The places are separated between Belgian teams and the Dutch teams. And the more I can take along, the best. And I hope to have a winning team this year. Yeah.
Very nice.
I'll keep you up to date.
Please do. And for Clemency?
And for Clemency, the Ariane 6 launch, of course, in June, where we're involved, and this is the event for Clemency. I'm sure the whole company will be either in Guyana or behind the screens. That's for us a major change. We need to get into that flow of the Ariane 6 launches, because that's the core of our business, to be present and have support the teams on that. So yes, looking forward to that.
Very nice. And on the last question, do you have any tips, tricks for future aerospace people working in the industry?
No, just guys, I think you're really doing well. It's nice that your team is so active. You see many faces here. It's just fantastic, and I hope you'll keep going like this. It's good.
Great. And anything from you?
Well, the only thing I can say, stay curious. If you don't know it, try to understand it, and we'll get followed along.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This was Casper and Laurent. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll be back in a bit. Okay, hello. I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of what's happening right now for our launch window at 11:30, still scheduled and on time, hopefully. So if you would follow my finger, there you can see a blue porta potty next to a cabin sort of thing, then a tree, some cars, and then the launch tower. Our launch tower, where our members are currently putting the rocket with, or attaching with the launch lugs to the launch tower. Right now, it is a very limited people there, mostly just because it's a hazard for safety reasons. We have our head of propulsion, our head of safety, head of recovery, and head of assembly as well. And yeah, they are setting everything up in the back. The rocket has been assembled. That was actually assembled in a shed about 300 meters that way, and they had to take the cars there. Currently, once they have it all assembled on the tower, then most people will leave except for the head of the electronics, who will be in charge of pulling the pin. And that is all for the survey for now.
Alright, so welcome everybody. We're getting closer and closer to our launch window of AQUILO 8.5S. Now it's a very long name, 8.5S, but it all has a meaning behind it. Currently we're looking at the 8th designed AQUILO rocket, and the reason that it's 8.5 is of course that we tried launching AQUILO 8 before. This is the second iteration of it, and the reason why there is an S behind AQUILO 8.5 is because this is the first stage, or actually the second stage, is the Stainer stage, meaning that this is the top bit of a two-part rocket. Now later this year, hopefully, if everything goes well today, if we get everything back in one piece, we will be launching a two-stage rocket, of which this is the top part. Now, since our launch, when we had the two-stage rocket, sadly it blew up. We figured out what went wrong, and we went through a comprehensive redesign phase. We called those phases task forces. We had a task force for AQUILO 8.5S, the Stainer which we're launching now. Currently we're doing the task force for the booster section, so that's the lower stage, the section that we will add for the next launch. We have done a task force for AQUILO VII, which is an unlaunched rocket which will go supersonic and should go to 10 kilometers. The reason why we do these task forces is so that we can focus on the things that went wrong, we can improve them, we can redesign them, and that way we can make our rockets better. It's really kind of learning from the trial and error that we've done before, applying that into a more focused setting and therefore getting better rockets out of it. What we're currently seeing is kind of the result of the first task force that we had, which is the Stainer one, where we've seen this type of work method into a practical setting. Now this rocket will go between about 800 meters to a kilometer, depends a bit on the wind and the conditions. It has a relatively small motor compared to the other rockets we've already flown, but what's really important about this rocket is that it has a lot of first-time engineering things that we have done. For example, this rocket, although it looks similar to our other rockets, on the inside it's completely different. We're going already? Alright, I'll talk it full until we get to the actual countdown. So, what I was saying, it is completely different on the inside, something that we can't see from the outside, sadly. We have a complete new internal structure. Instead of the bulkhead sandwiches that we had before with everything kind of sitting inside those two bulkheads, we now have a metal internal structure made out of beams in which everything fits, meaning that we can slide that entire internal structure out of the aeroshell. That's a carbon fiber tube that we have, and by sliding it all out we can very easily change things on the inside, improve things on the inside, edit things that we need to do, and basically everything is a lot more ergonomical. What do you want me to do with this one?
Safety pin.
Oh, well, I just got handed the safety pin, which should be removed before flight, so that's a good sign, I guess. All right, yeah.
Sorry, just on that note, we have just been told that we are to launch within the next few minutes. Our manager is now being explained how to press a big red button.
Which is something you don't fuck up.
Yes, hopefully. So you can continue speaking, but any moment now we will be doing the countdown.
Sounds
so
good.
I'll interrupt you at some point.
Sounds good, yeah. Yeah, that's an exciting moment, that press. Yeah, I do remember that from the first AQUILO VI launch, when I pressed it, then on the second AQUILO VI launch it was Daniel pressing it, and on the previous AQUILO 8.1 Timo pressed it. And currently we're starting up for Christian to press it. I am currently looking at the table where they're explaining the buttons, but he doesn't have his fingers on there yet. It's kind of a tradition within AQUILO that the managers, whether it's the current one or the next one, presses the button, as that is kind of the final moment of the rocket, right? There is always a risk that it explodes, but hopefully this one will come back, and then it should be the manager who presses it and ultimately has the responsibility for that, right? So for this one it will be Christian. Hopefully for the one, if we have one in May, it could potentially already be a new manager or Christian again, it depends on circumstances. They're still discussing stuff. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. All right, so for this rocket again, because they're still busy, the internal structure is made out of aluminum. We have an all-new flight computer, I think, in there. designed by us, working, tested. Yeah, so on the right tower we have our rocket. That's the next one that will be launched. It's the one basically that should be in view.
1 minute.
We have 1 more minute. I need to get Lua over here because a couple of live streams before it was 2 minutes for like an hour straight. The tension is palpable right now. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Again, launch pin is out. It's armed now. There's no way going back. This is it. 15 more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Oh! It went slightly up and then it went back down again. Ooh. Well, there will be another learning point, ladies and gentlemen. Well, and on this note, right, well, as this is a student team, learning is part of it. Sometimes those learning lessons come hard. And once again, just like the last time, we will definitely learn from this. We'll do an analysis of what went wrong, and then we'll improve afterwards. Yeah, that's about it. All right, looks like we got another rocket launch. This time it's not ours, sadly. It will be in either one of the 2 left towers. Wait, did the parachute just deploy? Yeah, well, we got something to launch correctly.
First stress of the parachute.
Yeah.
I think I see the parachute back. Do you think? Yes.
All right, guys, recovery did well.
Yeah, and electronics too.
Electronics too, yeah. 1 more minute for the next one. You on the mic?
Hello everyone. As you saw, the launch was not entirely successful. There was a problem with the nozzle clip ring, which we believe it malfunctioned and the nozzle popped out before the launch itself. We're yet to investigate further what happened and learn from that mistake and hopefully do better next time.
Yeah. Actually, that is the part on the engine that should fail, right? If everything were to go wrong, that is the part we want to fail. So, not the result that we want, but it's definitely, of the fails, it's the best case scenario. 3, 2, 1. I love that sound. It just feels so good. You feel it in your body, right? All right.